stop it. Always there to set me free. Your love is so good. Can't stop it. Always running after me. Your love is so good. Can't stop it. Always there to set me free.
Yeah, it's time. It's time for some Final 16 analysis on the NAIA men's basketball side. And what a great first weekend. It was 32 games and then 16 games. And now there will be 8 games over the today and tomorrow. And we're going to break those games down for you and give you our predictions and maybe some thoughts on how they got here and some of the games that happened that we called last week before the games happened. So, maybe there's a little crow to eat. Maybe not. Maybe we saw some things that other people didn't see. But let's jump right into it, all right?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any openers, any thoughts you want to, before we dive into Freed Hardeman Masters?
Man.
I guess not.
No. I'd say it was a really interesting first round. Not too many upsets. Seemed like it was a lot of chalk this year.
I don't know, man. It felt like a lot of upsets to me. Again, the seeds, as we get told over and over by coaches, pay no attention to the seeds. And, ultimately, I think they got to Kansas City. I see what you're saying. Maybe a lot of low seed numbers.
So I was looking at how the teams did by each seed. And seeds don't matter, but
there you go.
If you look on the left side,
I think the first 4
probably
probably matter.
Yeah, I think so. But ironically, the 4 seeds that got put there did very poorly. They did very bad.
Over 2 games worth. This is analyzing the 2 games worth.
Yes, this is just so far through the tournament.
Yeah.
But the 5 seeds did great. Northwestern, Madonna, Masters, all the way into the Super 16. No problems,
like
really.
That's a good breakdown.
Only 4, 9 and lower. That was it.
See, 9 seed went 1 and 4, so not good to be the 9 seed.
Nope. It's tough being 8-9 this year. Those ones are good.
Man. Yeah, that's tough. Even, if you win the first one.
Yeah, which is what happened.
Just a bear.
Yeah.
Well, only 1 9 seed won the first round, if I believe your numbers.
Yep. Yes.
So
and that was
the 8s kind of dominated.
Yep.
In the first round,
just felt like they got wiped out the next round.
Yeah.
Honestly, the 116s were a little tight with Zay Grace and Washington and Venice.
The only potential upset I had 8-1 or that 8-9-1 was Point Park over Freed, and Freed actually they held strong. They had really strong against Point Park and did not let them out-rebound them, which is how Point Park usually beats you. They're quick to the ball and great box-out skills, and they just kind of eliminate your second-chance opportunities. By the way, they averaged 50 rebounds a game this year. That's pretty crazy. Next best would be 44, and there were 4 teams tied at 44.
That's really good.
So they really out-rebounded everyone this year.
And that's probably how they got such a good record, because rebounding really does cover over a multitude of sins that if you could just get the ball back.
So they got a first-round win, and which is good for River States. And I think St. Mary of the Woods, I think they should have won that game, but they just didn't play as well as they could and got knocked out. But Shawnee State from River States also performed well, and they got the first-round win.
Yeah.
So a couple wins for River States there in that first section. Roosevelt, was highly touted and ranked at the beginning of the year. Kind of fell off, but they weren't terrible.
Yeah.
They weren't terrible. And so that was a good win for Shawnee State.
Yeah. I'm just so disappointed in the Chicagoland this year. They really got wiped in the opening round. And I really thought they'd go a little further. I understand they had some tough matchups, but
the Morningside Lords matchup, man. What can you say? What can you say? It was all referees there.
All refs?
Yeah.
Come on.
Lords had to play eight players that game. So I mean, if you have to play 8 players and you only have 5, you're going to usually do bad. So come on, yeah. The Morningside shot 27 free throws. 27. Lords shot. Morningside shot 26 free throws. Lords shot 7.
7?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lopsided.
You sure that's right? 7? Like that's
Go look it up.
Zach, can you double check that? 7 free throws in the whole game? That seems very unlikely.
Only 3 in the second half. I mean, come on. It was being played at Morningside.
That's actually more difficult to believe because in the second half they're trailing Morningside by like 10. They're going to just foul.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, you're right. That it would work that way. Morningside would get more, but not too much. I don't know about 25 to 7.
No, there really wasn't that many fouls in the final 5 minutes. For either team.
They just kind of accepted that was the game result.
Yes. So
total. I just think
free throw attempts for Lords was 7.
Wow.
Yeah. How many for
26?
Yeah, there you go.
Jeez.
So I mean you play at home. I mean you get a gift. You play at home.
They only made 1 for 7 as well.
Yeah.
1
for Lords.
Yeah, I think 5.
Well, that explains
of those
why they
were
scored
1 and 1.
78. Yeah, they scored 78. Yeah, if you're getting 0 free throws, like that's all earned.
Yeah,
through the
actually, Morningside had a substantial lead for I think as high as 22, and I didn't get to really watch it. I went down the play-by-play and just kind of read through it, and just to try to get a feel for those games. I wasn't able to get my eyeballs on, and Lords didn't look like they played especially well. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell when you don't optically see it happen. It just doesn't look good when you're the home team and you shoot 19 more free throws. And really, you go against Georgetown and they shot 22 free throws. And I think Georgetown shot, like 12. So you almost double them.
Yeah, so
it's not a good look. It's just not. I think the final stat for the 2 games, the 2 home games that Morningside had was 48 free throws, either 47 or 48 free throws to 20 between the two games.
That's crazy.
I mean. You just think about it. You shot 28 more free throws than your opponent. That's kind of tough, man. You don't. That's not Morningside's fault that referees.
And they shot 20 of 22. Well done. If you're going to go to the line,
right?
Put them in.
Tournament play. It's just hard to. It's hard to take in that it's that lopsided. Something's wrong there. So.
Well, also they scored 61, and 20 of those, like a third of those points are free throws. Like that's a huge percentage of your point
crazy.
Total. That's high.
Hey, hats off to Morningside. They shot very well from the free throw line.
Well done.
So that's what you're supposed to do when you go to the free throw line, and that's how you win games. So it's just unfortunate. You're not supposed to go to the free throw line that much more than your opponent, really. I mean, it's just not the way it works out. So, but congratulations to them. the trip to Kansas City. Now we'll get to see. I don't know if those refs go to Kansas City. We'll see. But it should be a little more neutral ground. And that matchup, we'll get to that matchup anyway. We kind of got derailed.
A little bit.
I didn't see, you see a little bit of disparity in some other games, but nothing like that. That was by far the worst disparity in all the matchups, the 48 games that happened. Here we go. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I did want to point out, I think it was the Naismith, Baker, their first win in tournament history.
Yeah.
Last week. Congratulations. It's always good to get that first one. Yeah.
Right.
Big upset.
I think a lot of people thought Sagu was pretty strong coming into that, and so that would be a really, really big win. I don't know that we were quite as high on Sagu. We know they're tough when they're defensively tough, but we got to see that game in person, and Baker has a couple guys that can just go, and that their engines don't quit. I think that prevailed for them at the end. It was a little climactic, I guess, that game. But Baker did come from behind with a couple minutes left and then took the lead and just didn't give it up. So great for them. Evangel, we saw the Evangel over Florida Memorial. Wow. Like
Evangel could not miss that night. I don't know what it was.
They went off. They believed. They were loose. They did not come into that game tight. I think Coach Capel had them believing. We did not believe. And
no, well,
I think we said there is a very small path for them to beat Florida Memorial. So we got to.
Well, we said what they had to do was hit like every 3-pointer and just keep Florida Memorial down
in the first half.
They did.
In the first half,
50% from
you
three.
Got the stats
no, they shot 60 something in the first half. It was 62%.
Yeah,
and they could not miss. I mean, Pritchett, man, that kid.
Woo. He has high basketball IQ.
He did not do anything
He's a player.
wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew he did not want that game to be his last game. But my player of the tournament, it came from Evangel, and that was Dave Alt.
Yeah.
That kid right there, he is.
Every team needs one of him. You got to have one of him.
Yeah.
6 for 7, 1 for 1.
His tenacity, I don't know that you could stat all the great things that he did, but he was absolutely amazing in both of those games. Did not back down. Maybe one of the smaller guys on the court, especially in the Florida Mem game. Yeah. And he took over, especially against Baker. He took over. I think he had like 25 points in that game. So, but all the little things, just from steals or deflections, being in the way, making the opponents second guess everything.
Yeah.
Tournament player, or player of the tournament, I should say, to me was Dave Alt. I don't know. Maybe Pritchett did great. I don't want to take anything away from him. He definitely did what he does. But and the rest of the team, I mean, it didn't come down to two players. That team performed.
I mean, they put up 181 points in like 24 hours.
I'm
less than that. What an incredible performance.
Yeah. I'm still not a believer, so I probably won't pick them. You got to stay tuned
Lewis
for
Clark?
that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see, but that's later. That's later.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the games that are going to happen today.
All right. Let's go take a look at those. So up first today, Freed-Hardeman and the Masters. This is all in Kansas City now, just to be clear. Everything's at Municipal Auditorium. Freed-Hardeman, the Masters. Boy.
All right. So I think this game is one of those coin flips, and turnovers will probably the least amount of turnovers. That team will most likely stay in control and maybe take it home. They both rebound well. They both can put up some score. Masters has the overall for the first 2 rounds most points. Mm-hmm. So they have 212 points scored. That was pretty impressive. I don't think I expected that, but they scored 122 in their second game.
63% field goal.
Yeah.
Percentage.
They just really performed well, and that was on the road. They had
played some Florida teams.
I think they had the second longest road trip, maybe the longest.
Oh yeah,
maybe it was the longest.
The longest. It had to be longest.
You got to think from
2,700 miles.
Florida.
Yeah, you fly that, but still, it's
time change.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into that.
And you're doing it wasn't the daylight saving like Sunday or something?
Yeah,
they
spring forward.
Yeah, it springs forward and then they fly to Florida. Like there's a lot going on there for them.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Good job.
So they played their best ball in Florida, and that they played good ball earlier in the season. That was not their first road trip this year to Florida. So
they played Florida Memorial and beat them as well.
Yeah,
but they lost to Kaiser off the top of my head.
Yes,
yeah, that's what's crazy.
By
about
2,
it.
They lost to Kaiser by 2.
How do you interpret all that? You beat the top team, the
Kaiser,
top 2 teams,
must have just
and then
been
you lose to a mid-pack team.
Must have, because they showed up here in 24 hours and took care of business against Weber, and then, the St. Thomas game wasn't really close. 122,
but
they also gave up 90 points as well.
And that's why I have a tough time picking
if you're going to score 122, I can see. Like, think about it. It's a 32-point difference. So,
true.
It's not a defensive battle. That game was not about defense. Nope. So, you show that you could actually score a lot of points.
Yeah.
And so
which
you
they
held,
do overall.
So
the season.
When you think about it, you held the team. You don't look at it as we held them to 90. Wow, 90 is a lot of points. We beat them by 32, kind of thing. So,
in the whole tournament, the whole March, they averaged 90 points, at least 90 points.
Yeah, they're crazy good. I think their overall average is 89, 88 points a game.
They're top 20 in the country in scoring. So.
Yeah. 76 on defense. They're a plus 11, I believe. So, so what do you do with that when you match them up against a really, really good team like Freed Hardeman?
You shoot the ball. You got to. You have to.
I mean, Freed is. Freed's not just going to give up a bunch of second chance opportunities. You don't get to 122 in a game or 90 on average in a game without a lot of second chance opportunities. I mean, you could just look at the stats. Even if you shoot 60%, there's a good number of second chance opportunities there. Yeah. Man, this is such a coin flip. Defense, usually kind of wins. It's in Kansas City. Neither team's at home. Masters may have the upper hand because they're just used to not playing at home.
So
a little saw what they could do away.
There's only been 2 teams that have gotten over 80 points against Freed Hardeman. That's Cumberland's and Campbellsville. They won against Campbellsville 106-84. They lost to Cumberland's 91-84.
Yeah.
Huh. Cumberland. Okay. Oh, that's them scoring. I see.
Who are we looking at?
Freed Hardeman.
Okay, that's their schedule.
Free? Yes. This is Freed Hardeman's schedule.
So you're saying they've held everyone under 80.
Under
all
80
season,
points.
Except
all
for 2
season.
games.
All right. Let's stir the pot a little bit. Which conference is better? Mid-South or
Mid-South
GSAC?
Or GSAC? Ooh.
I'm going to go Mid-South. They're top-heavy. There's not that many teams in it. But I am going to say the overall top 4 teams are better than the top 4 teams in the GSAC. So if I head-to-head it like that, I think I go Mid-South.
I don't know, John. I don't know. The problem with that is that the GSAC, they're pretty deep, and they have a decent record. Deep. As far as what's the best conference, I think you can't just pick 2 or 3 at the top, especially of a. I mean, they're both kind of small conferences, I guess, relatively speaking. 8, 9 teams.
True, they're like eight deep.
Yeah, but I would say I would take, say, the 4th, 5th team in GSAC over 4th, 5th in Mid-South. I feel pretty good about that.
I don't know.
I feel pretty good about that.
I think that's even.
4 or 5, like just down the middle.
5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like it's maybe if it's tilted anyway, my opinion, tilted to Mid-South. But
5.
I don't
8.
think GSAC needed 5 teams in like that. We kind of saw that's not a thing.
I mean, you got to put someone in. I mean, someone's got to go to the tournament. And
there was a lot of teams that could have gone.
I mean,
too many teams from GSAC. That was a mistake, but we could get past that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to say Mid-South. I'm going to go. Man.
In the game, you mean right here?
I just feel like whoever I pick is going to be the jinx. So if I pick you, then I just jinxed you to lose. Oh my gosh!
It's the analyst curse. It's like Jay Billis, man. He's always like, "Yeah, I can't pick a bracket out. It doesn't matter."
Man,
you want me to make my pick first? Just to,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. This one, like you mentioned, the travel. I think Freed Hardeman has a distinct advantage in this game. I think they've been playing well. They just played at home. They feel good. They've been playing well this season. And most importantly, they're the number 1 seed for a reason, because they're good and they're dangerous. And I think this team goes into Municipal. I think they feel very comfortable in that gym, and they just shoot the doors off of the Masters. Give me Freed Hardeman by 10.
By 10?
At least.
Wow.
Might be 15.
Oh my gosh!
So it's a very defensive game.
You go wrong, you go really, really wrong.
Hey, you got to put a little respect. The 1 seeds this year are good.
Well,
These are good
number 1,
seeds.
they shouldn't have been a 1 seed.
Well,
so that was a hosting kind of number 1 thing.
Hosting, whatever. I'm comfortable with them being a 1 seed. Very tough conference. They emerged the winner clearly.
Right. You gonna put $10 on it?
$10.
Make it 20, James. Up the ante up.
Got to get my Monopoly game out here so I can legally do this. Freed's going to win this.
No way.
They're going to be playing Oklahoma Wesleyan.
Not by 15. Round. There's no way.
That's what's going to happen.
All right. You got 1, Zach?
Yeah, I'm choosing the Masters on this one. They're very good against in away games to be on the other side of what James said. I think they play well when they travel. They're a very high percentage shooting team. They just have to shoot the ball. They're just going to have to shoot the ball and make shots and hope that they can withstand the defense of Freed Hardeman. So I'm going with the Masters on this one.
Yeah. Man.
You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision.
It's what do you believe in? What do I believe in more, the offense or the defense? And usually, come tournament time, you kind of got to believe in the defense. But Masters has just put up such big numbers lately, so it makes me feel like they're hot. Will they be hot in Kansas City? All right, I'm being tortured by this. I'm gonna go Masters at the end by 2. Masters at the end by 2.
I can see that.
It is to me. It is truly going to be a very tight game.
Wow.
Freed's got some capable shooters, so they can score too.
Yeah.
And a good rebounder. Yeah. Masters by 2. That's my final.
All right, Gerald Delane, come on. Make me look good here. Go put up 20 again. 30. I'll take 30.
They're not at home, by the way.
They can still score. They can still score on the road. All right.
We'll see. We shall see. All right. Next up, what's the next game?
Central Baptist and Oklahoma Wesleyan.
That's 3:00 today.
This is a really interesting game because I don't think anyone had Central Baptist going on.
Nope.
Other than the fan base.
What you got to do? We get that.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Yeah.
They played out of their minds. They played out of their minds in their pod.
They really did. I mean, beat two really good teams.
First one, second overtime.
It's not like they had number 1, number 2, number 3 draw where they didn't have to. They played really good teams. MNAS, very good team.
Yeah.
Bethel, just a really good team. Played it in the strongest conference. I mean, it was close like I thought it would be, but I thought that would be Bethel on the winning side.
Yeah.
So, yeah, can Corprew do it again?
He's going to have to.
He's going to have to. I mean, it's the way this tournament's built, right? He's going to have to play out of his mind every game for it to be close. I mean, Bethel's what, 4th or 5th team out of Crossroads, and that was a 3-point game. Now they got Oklahoma Wesleyan. It's a totally different animal.
I don't think so. I don't think it's totally different. No, I think Bethel's probably a better scoring team than Oklahoma Wesleyan. I don't know, man. I got a weird feeling about this.
Yeah.
So I just generally look at Oklahoma Wesleyan and just depend on the Bostwick magic of coaching his, getting the most out of his team. But he doesn't have a great track record in Kansas City. That's not far from where they are. It's not a big travel. I don't know. Maybe that leans to their favor.
He's just stirring up
I'm
the
gonna go
pot.
Oklahoma Wesleyan.
I'm telling you, man.
He's stirring the pot.
I don't know. I see the points he's making are the travel. I think travel is a big deal in the NAI. I don't think that's
So I am going to go Oklahoma Wesleyan, but it's not going to be a blowout like I think a lot of people will anticipate.
I mean, Oklahoma Wesleyan's been blowing out teams too. So you're saying this is where it's going to get.
They've been very defensive as well.
I mean, as long as everybody's healthy, I don't know of any kind of health problems.
Right. Presuming
I think they match up really decently with Oklahoma. I'd say this is an ugly game. It's probably going to be 67-62 Oklahoma Wesleyan, something like that.
Yeah, I can see this in the 60s, 50s for sure. Man, that Oklahoma Wesleyan defense has played so good this tournament.
So if it is that low, though, it could, turn to Central Baptist's favor. So, I mean, that's kind of overanalyzing, I guess. But
it is. You kind of have to, though, right now, this time of year.
The average is like 63 points for Oklahoma Wesleyan.
You're saying their
they
points
hold
per game?
teams.
Yeah,
they hold teams.
They hold teams. Yeah, 63
but
is
I feel
average.
like Oklahoma Wesleyan this year, like the way they play, like they don't shoot particularly well. Like if you look at them statistically, they shoot like 40% from the field, 29% from 3, 60% from the free throw line. They're not a shooting team. They just don't let you do what you want to do, and they impose their will. And so I'm looking at this like a Peru State and MacU. Not bad teams at all. Both those teams are pretty hot coming in this tournament, and they took care of business.
Yeah,
they just don't let you play your game, and that is where I think Central Baptist, they have to play their game. Like they have to go through.
Yeah,
there's one guy the ball has to go through, and I think Oklahoma Wesleyan can shut that down.
I don't know. There's a couple guys that score on that team. So Williams
there are, but I mean,
and Corprew.
If Corprew doesn't have 25, 30 points.
So the only game that Corprew didn't have over 16 points, they won against William Woods in overtime.
And Williams probably had 20-something in there. So,
right.
They have a couple guys that can score for sure.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good game though. I'm looking forward to that one today.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma.
If you like defense, at least.
Oh yeah. No, if you want to see a Steph Curry game, this is not the matchup. Or it's going to be Steph against Clay. This is not that game.
That's true. All right, next game.
Next game today is Grace Northwestern.
Oh, boy.
5 o'clock.
The G-Pack is...
Let's go to their quadrant. Get Renee Smith, yeah.
Keeping hope alive. Can Northwestern... Is there a legitimate path for Northwestern?
Is there? Absolutely. I mean, they went out to... They dominated St. Mary Woods. I mean, it was an ugly
They're
game.
at home.
They are at home, but they played great. Oregon Tech's a very good team from out west, and a close game. Got a little nervous at the end with those free throws.
They're at home, James.
But
we've already kind of, yeah.
But they're not at home in Kansas City. Neither's Grace. Grace has a great environment, right? Like, you do not want to play Grace at Grace.
I think Grace is better on the road than they do at home.
Well,
really?
Being that the Grace it's like their fan base travels as well, I think.
Yeah, this is the year, kind of thing. I don't see.
Well, I don't know. Northwestern. That's not.
What's your score then? What's your score, Grace Northwestern? Let's see. What is your score? Let's see how much you believe in Northwestern.
I like Grace 86-76.
It's not bad.
That's laughable.
Washington Adventist held Grace to 85.
But
Washington
they also didn't have
Adventist, a 16 seed from the Continental Athletic Conference. I think Northwestern can keep Grace around that range, and I think they'll do a little better than Washington Adventist.
So you're saying
It's a different ball
10-point game, yeah.
10 point.
Nah.
70s, 80s.
Grace by 18.
18 to Northwestern.
They beat Union 106-61.
Northwestern's no Union, though. Hold on now. Hold on.
True.
Union's not bad. Union's
Indiana
really
Westland
not bad,
101-80.
Well, okay, but here's the problem though. They played Indiana Wesleyan 3 times this year. That's like most of the losses.
You might want to just stop.
No,
you might just want to stop.
Nah. This will be a closer game than what
you're just a G-Pack suck up.
Look, they're not playing terrible. They beat two good teams, and even that Oregon Tech game close. But they found a way to win. And look at how Grace played Washington Adventist at home. I mean, come on now. No, this will be a close game at the end.
James,
Grace might get a good lead.
The G-Pack apologist.
Hey.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
That's
Northwestern's
hilarious.
not that bad.
That's hilarious.
Well, what's your final score? He said it's by 18. Where do you think how much is Grace putting up?
Oh, I just do even math. Let's go Grace 90, Northwestern 72. It's funny. I wouldn't even doubt that Northwestern goes into the locker room with a lead.
Grace, I need to do the math on it. I feel like half their games this year.
It wasn't that many, but it was a few.
It feels like it.
It was a few.
And you just kind of look at the score and go, let's just wait till about 10 in the second half, and we'll see how it goes.
Well,
were they down to Adventist?
Each one of those.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they went in the halftime down.
By 5.
They only scored 31 in first half.
I think Northwestern gives them a better second half than the other teams, but we'll see.
Northwestern's not at home.
They are not at home. That is a true thing. That's a true statement. Yeah.
Yep. So they might be kind of close, but they're not at home. Yeah.
Zach, did you put in your pick on this game?
I'm going with Grace. Everybody should choose Grace at this point.
I think it's maybe next round is the only one you.
So what was your score?
Yeah.
You had them. What was your score for Grace Northwestern?
I didn't think it was 18.
No, James.
Oh,
he said 10.
I had 86-76, I think.
Okay.
Which you had them at 72, Northwestern. Like you had the Red Raiders down there, so it's just a shot or two off. But you just have Grace putting another shot or two in. It's not that far off. 18, I don't know.
I mean, it's 18 tapping the brakes.
Oh, okay. They're gonna slow down and let it.
What you
they're
got,
gonna be
Zach?
up by 25. And
I was thinking more in the 15 range. I do think they'll put up at least 85, 90 points, but I didn't think Northwestern would score that many buckets.
Northwestern, they may do well kind of early. I'm thinking maybe they kind of hypnotize you with the lack of speed, and you gotta overcome that. You go, whoa, okay, this is weird. It's like constant off-speed pitches, and then you get used to it, and then a good team like Grace will get it under control and then just pull away.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. We will definitely see.
So what is a better game,
What's
the
next?
Masters Freed Hardman or Northwestern and Grace?
Oh, I think Masters Freed Hardeman is going to be better.
Okay.
I mean, it's always fun to watch Elijah Malone and Gibbs brothers. That's a lot of fun. I mean, that whole team is fun. Grace, but it's not going to be that fun of a game.
Freed Hardeman Masters?
No.
Oh, Grace Northwestern.
Northwestern.
No fun?
Nah.
To me, the fun is that Central Baptist Oklahoma Wesleyan, because I have Oklahoma Wesleyan.
If you're into just scrappy play.
Yeah, I want to see Central Baptist get to the Excellent Eight and just surprise everyone. No bracket has them going that deep. They're the
CBC you're talking about?
Yeah. I want to see them make a deep run just to
underdog.
mess with it. Yeah,
you're picking the underdog. That's fine. I mean, it could happen.
There is a chance they can win that. It is not like as far as the 2 versus 14. That is.
All right. What's the fourth game?
Lewis Clark State and Evangel. Lewis Clark State.
We
Lewis
talked
Clark
about
State.
this a little bit earlier about the Evangel, at least. Lewis Clark State. I do not know a ton other than what the stat sheets. I may have caught about a half worth of optics on this team. And bless you, I think that was a sneeze.
Thank you. Yeah, it was.
And Lewis Clark State is just a pretty decent team overall. I mean, they're competitive. I believe they beat Oregon Tech.
They played great in that pod that was hosted by Montana Tech in Butte, Montana, and that Hope game was not. It really. I mean, it was kind of close, but once they pulled away, it was over. Like, you just knew, okay.
Yeah.
Lewis Clark State's moving on, and then beat a really good Montana Tech team by 8, and you go, okay. And I don't know how now they have Evangel. I mean, who had Lewis Clark Evangel? You might have one team making a run, but both of those teams?
I don't know. I think when we talked about it, we thought that Florida men would probably go at least the second round. But, I don't know. Evangel's a shocker. So,
yeah.
They could do it again. I don't know.
They have some time to rest. They have
I'm
some time to
pick Lewis
regroup.
Clark State.
Okay. Lewis Clark, LCSC. He's got them moving on. I don't know.
I got Evangel on this one.
I see it a little more 50-50, 52-48 kind of thing in percentages.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Lewis Clark, 82, Evangel 78.
High scoring game.
I mean,
78.
Both those teams, the lowest they've put up is 85.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in that 90s range. So
Yeah.
They both scored at least 90 points.
Here's the question. Does Lewis Clark State travel well? Because I believe Evangel's pretty close to Municipal Auditorium. I don't think that's a far drive for them.
Probably not.
And
I think they will get some fan base there.
Exactly. No, I think they might have one of the stronger fan bases in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And they're playing with something to prove. They got a senior in Pritchett who every game he does not want to be his last game.
Yeah.
And how much and he's playing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not just He's going out and still having he didn't have a great game against Baker, but still found a way to get 15, 20 points. Like, that's what you need. But Lewis Clark State is I'm struggling, John. Lewis Clark State is the favorite just because of history, because of talent. But I think I'm going to go Lewis Clark State. I'm going to run chalk cuz I always get accused of it. So I might as well not change now. We're going to go with Lewis Clark State, the historical team. I think they got a little bit of size over Evangel. And that's
a little bit, yeah. But Florida Mem was Goliath to David over. So that doesn't scare Evangel. Like
clearly not
height disparity.
But can Evangel shoot 50% or whatever they shot?
Evangel head coach has some experience in this realm. That's
I mean, you've got a coach that I think he was on probably the last time Evangel made a run this deep. He was playing for them. So.
Right.
I think there's a good
That's
chance for Evangel. I mean, I like them.
That was D2 as well.
Yeah, give me. I'm going to take. I'm going to take Lewis Clark State by 3 points. This is tough though. I think whoever has the ball last wins.
What do you got, Zach?
I got Evangel, and I think it's going to be a close game too. I said by 4. By 4 points.
By 3, by 4.
Yeah.
So, it's a close one. It's a close one.
What do you think the fans are going to pick?
I think the fans are going with Evangel.
Fans.
The underdogs.
Yeah, the underdogs.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, Lewis Clark State just made it to a national championship game 3 years ago. Tough to pick against that. So I think the fans are going to go with the name brand personally, but.
Oh, really? Well, Cascade does have a good, strong fan base.
Yeah. Do you go do you go again name brand or upset? What's your underdog, right? What's your pick? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to go next game?
Yeah, let's do the Friday's games.
Langston, Shreveport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Langston definitely in this one. This is not one that I'm going to even have to contemplate. But I will say I don't think it's going to be a 30-point blowout like their last two. They're averaging 35 points out of the first 2 rounds. They're averaging 35-point wins. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So Shreveport played Langston way earlier in the season. Took them to overtime. There was they actually, if you saw it or read through it, you'll see that Shreveport should have won that game. It came down to some free throws, and then it went into overtime, and Langston had their way. But Shreveport can play with Langston. They're scrappy. Langston's scrappy. It's two teams that are not scared of one another, and I don't think there might be a 5% chance Shreveport comes out of this with a win. So very, very minimum chance. But I don't think it's going to be a 30-point blowout. So I'm predicting maybe like 80 to 68. Something like that. What do you guys got?
I got Langston winning this as well. Like you said, LSU Shreveport has to do everything right in order for it to be a lopsided event. Both teams can play defense as well, so I don't think it will be a blowout, but I do think Langston will overcome. I don't think it will go into overtime like it did before. This was early in the season in December, so I'm going to take Langston.
Yeah. Roy, he had a bad game.
Yeah, he only
had a bad game.
Well, Paul King for LSU Shreveport did too. I mean, he only put up 4, and he's been hot lately. So
yeah, he's not a Player of the Year candidate. So
he's not. No, he's not. But yeah,
Yeah, these guys have a little better chemistry now. Langston, I'm talking about, and the guy on that team, I don't think gets a ton of credit, but he does so much for that team. It's just all the dirty work. I mean, Toru Dean is a great point guard for them and does some fantastic things, but Mosley. Number 15 for Langston. He just kind of, man, I can't say enough things. I just love that guy, man. His motor is endless. And I think it doesn't matter if Roy has a bad game or whoever. He's going to step up and just create whatever dynamic needs to be created to get wins. And that's why I think they're going to the national championship game. And they may win it. They're just really good. They're deep and just really, really good. But, yeah. Langston by a half a mile here. Maybe not a mile, but
not a full mile. No, 2 miles. Nah, Langston by, I think, 15. I don't think they're going to get – I don't think they'll win this by 35 unless LSU just cannot shoot. If they do go cold, it is going to be another blowout win for the Lions.
Yeah. It's also the first game in Kansas City, in the arena. So I don't know tough. That Langston will just go crazy, but they'll find a way to score.
Yeah, they're not. There's no part of Langston that's scared to play that game at all. Like they're ready to go in there and take care of business.
Absolutely. All right.
Next game Friday, 3:00. Arizona Christian against Indiana Wesleyan.
Possibly the most interesting game of the tournament. Wow, I can't wait to see that game.
Yeah.
That game is very intriguing to me. Best conference, number 2 team, best conference, and then the best team in the GSAC squaring off. I think Arizona Christian is just extremely solid. Especially after this weekend. I don't know that I was a big believer, but I think they're just super solid. They're built for tournament play. Another kind of 50-50 toss-up here. I'm going to go Indiana Wesleyan, but within the last minute, get a score and just take it home. But I will not be surprised, shocked in the least if Arizona Christian actually steps up and wins. So I got maybe Indiana Wesleyan 82, Arizona Christian 80.
Zach, you picked Masters from out in California.
I'm picking
another West. You gonna pick another West Coast team here?
Pick another West Coast teams. So I was looking at this stat. The Arizona Christian actually beat the Masters for the GSAC tournament for the championship. So it was a close game.
They played 3 times this year, and Arizona Christian won twice. That's including that championship, and all those games are close.
Right, so and Arizona Christian can have when their starters are tired, their bench players actually, help out and score some points. So it's not like they need only 5 to play. So I don't know. It's looking like it could go either way, like you said, and I'm going with the West Coast on this one. I'm going with Arizona Christian.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm very impressed with Arizona Christian, even though that St. Catherine game had me nervous. They took care. They did what they're supposed to do. They took care of business against Huntington, a very good Huntington team. That is the only team to beat Grace this year. Indiana Wesleyan, double overtime to Columbia. A little nervous. Tennessee Southern, 11-point win, not bad. But I think now that both those teams, they were both host sites, they're now on the road. I like Arizona Christian putting together a good game and winning close. Kind of like maybe John's 82-80, somewhere in that range. No more than one score. Arizona
Who do you have winning?
Arizona Christian. I think just like, 2 points and 4 points. That's what they've won by. I think they're going to do it again, make a run, and they're going to have to face off against Langston.
Yeah. I think that Arizona Christian over Huntington, even though Arizona Christian at home, I think that's how they get the win over Huntington. But that's an impressive win, I think, Arizona Christian.
Yeah. It was a good win.
So, yeah, fantastic win. Now you got to go against the number 2 in that conference.
Right.
Yeah.
So they went against number 4 in that conference, maybe 3. Now you got to go against number 2. It gets a little tighter. Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting battle here, GSAC and Crossroads. Just the, we both those conferences got 5 teams in, so we're gonna see.
That's going to be a fun one. Can't wait to see it.
All right, and then that's 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock Friday. College of Idaho against Madonna, the defending national champions against the Wolverine Hoosier champions.
Yeah.
John.
I want to pick Madonna. I want to. And I've been...
is this where it ends right here?
Not
is this
very
it?
high on College of Idaho. I just don't get it. I don't get
As
how
you've
they
been
win.
getting all the hate on Twitter X. Oh, College of Idaho's better than you
necessarily-
think.
Yeah. Okay, so they're better than I think. Great. That's probably true. I'm not going to fight that. Is there a path for Madonna to beat the reigning champions? There's a lot of confidence over there in Idaho. They have proven they can play well in Kansas City. Boy, I'm just trying to find a way to get Madonna there. I can't. This is the underdog that I like.
You gonna do it? Are you gonna?
I think College of Idaho squeaks this one out. I think they win probably by 4 or 5. Yeah, they're just going to be bigger in the paint, and they slowed the game down substantially. I think Madonna will benefit by a faster game. It's going to be in Kansas City. Madonna's going to get out rebounded. I can't. I just can't find a way. So College of Idaho by 5. Something like 80 to 75. Something like that.
Yep. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I think College of Idaho is going to get their rebounds. I think that's going to slow down Madonna enough.
Yeah.
But I can see that this is the defending national champs coming back. It's been a while since we've had back-to-back winners.
Yeah,
it's been 2006, 2007.
Yeah, they're not going to win, but it is the experience factor is huge in this game. Huge.
I think exactly. And but like you said, it's rare. So where it just keep the trend going, right? Where's that loss coming from? I think the common one's going to be Langston in this bracket, right? I think if you just kind of hold chalk.
Oh,
right?
you're saying
where does College of Idaho lose?
Okay.
Right, like if you're saying they're not going to win it all,
the stopper
where are they?
would be definitely Langston.
You're saying
no way this leans Madonna's favor ever.
No,
so
but
it's just how much.
Yeah.
What's got to happen to get Madonna there? Idaho has just got to turn the ball. Now they are capable of turning the ball over a lot.
It is. They can get exploited if
if they can get an up-tempo game going, it's definitely working in their favor. I just think College of Idaho has a better chance of slowing the game down more than Madonna can speed it up. So that's kind of where you get the favor, the bigger favor from the College of Idaho. So should be a interesting game. And it's March, so anything can happen, I guess. But likelihood, College of Idaho wins by 5.
Yeah,
you guys got anything different?
No, sadly, I don't.
Okay.
I want to go for the underdog, but
yeah. I'll be pulling for Madonna.
Yeah,
if that means anything, but
yeah,
they just know how to score when they need to.
Yeah.
To me, it's all about College of Idaho. You got to have a little size to cover the paint and make them
keep the ball alive and keep them
get rebounds. Don't let them get more
some
shots
second
off.
chance opportunities. It's very hard against them.
They're good at that mid range, and so you have to.
They have some deficits, but they also have some good assets.
Yeah.
So I think in this game the assets outweigh the deficits. So
can
liabilities.
Madonna's big man in the middle, McLennan, can he slow them down? If he can, then that's the thing. But just as easily he could be in foul trouble. Again, College of Idaho knows how to play in this tournament. They know how to get you in trouble.
Yeah,
and if they do that, if he gets 2 fouls early, this game's over.
Lots of experience. Yeah. All right, next one. Last
one is that Morningside Cumberlands. Morningside, one of 2 GPAC teams here. Cumberlands, one of 2 Mid-South teams.
So, Morningside is here because they had home court advantage, home ref advantage. Cumberlands, on the other hand, is kind of a Jekyll Hyde personality team. I think they're by far the most talented team in this matchup. Like they have talent like crazy. But it just hasn't really shown out this year. And they beat a good Florida College team. If you ask me, they just did what they were supposed to do. They didn't overachieve in that game. I would have really liked to see the Cumberlands Marion game. Of course, Florida College just played out of their minds there. And
great first round game.
Yeah. Well, it should have been. It wasn't as good as we thought it might have been. So, Cumberland's almost loses to Philander Smith.
By 1 point.
Not good. Zach, you had Philander Smith.
Yeah, I had Philander Smith. Yeah, I thought they were going to pull it off.
Beats a better Georgetown team. So,
but like you said, foul trouble.
Foul trouble for
Morningside.
Well, no, he was just saying I was picking on the refs.
Yeah.
They got to shoot so many more free throws.
They converted them.
Yeah. They got the win, so we have to talk about Morningside Cumberlands. I think if Cumberland's best team comes out and plays, they destroy Morningside, 20 points. But if Morningside can find a way to slow it down, which that's kind of what they do, and they play in slow motion, and they'll run good offensive sets, and pin you down a lot of places, and kind of good fundamental slow basketball, and that's very favorable in tournament time. So, and they got a couple guys, if they heat up, they can shoot. Like, it's not like they don't have shooters or anything, but if Cumberland's, they really benefit from fast-paced game. So obviously that was Lord's path to beat Morningside. Lord's never got a chance to get there because the whistle was a constant problem. That's the other way you can slow a game down, is have refs constantly, putting people on the free throw line.
Yeah. And you hate to see that just as a fan. You really want to see them.
It's no fun because you don't feel like you're getting to see both teams at their best.
Stats-wise, Morningside is better stats-wise, 87 points per game, 51% for field goal. Only thing that Cumberlands have over Morningside is they have 34 rebounds over Morningside's 33.
Yeah, which is not going to be.
You said Point Park had 49 rebounds?
44. 49 plus.
They're down here at 30. Well, maybe Morningside didn't have to rebound because they shoot so well. I don't know. If they're going in, your offensive rebound opportunities go down.
True.
Well, if you're shooting 52%, obviously you're rebounding. You have to rebound. But yeah, I mean they're going to be good at the slowdown game. So if they can slow it down,
and don't foul them because they shoot 80 from the line and even 90. So
yeah, no, they're like when they get on the line.
Yeah.
These guys are very, very good free throw shooters.
I mean,
it's like it's as if they've had a lot of practice.
There it goes.
Hey, look, man, just look at the stats. It's not me; it's the stats, bro.
Hey, for those watching, go ahead and hop in the chat here if you want to give John some flack for.
Why? I mean, it's the stats; it's facts.
Well, yeah. Well,
I mean,
numbers don't lie, right?
They say numbers never lie, but man, I will say, man, was it 22, 25 free throws for Morningside and 7 for Loyola? That's a disparity. Like
Cumberland's has underachieved all year. I will say that.
Underachieved?
Yeah, they've underachieved. They have incredible talent. Man, I'm gonna go Cumberland's.
Smith was underachieved?
I'm gonna go Cumberland's by 6.
Cumberland's by 6.
Yeah, but you see what Morningside did to Georgetown. They slowed it down. I mean, that's a very low scoring game.
Yeah, I think.
So if they do, if they're successful, if Cumberland's falls for that and they get caught in that trap, then Morningside's got an edge that they can lean into, especially if it comes down to free throws. They're a better free throw shooting team. So don't put Morningside on the line at the end of the game.
No, sir.
Don't get in a position where you have to. You're going to lose that battle. You just will. I think they're the best free throw shooting team in the tournament. So,
yeah, let me research that stat for you.
Which one?
The free throw percentage.
Morningside's probably.
Yeah, Morningside is 5th.
Well, okay. I'm saying that not on sheer stats, but based on pressure.
Okay.
The ability to shoot in pressure games. I would call postseason games pressure games. I think they do extremely well in from the free throw line in high pressure situations. Yeah. So that is where they really, really are good. Otherwise, you just got to get out on them, and you can run them down to death. I mean, they play in slow motion, so just fill out the wings, get ahead of them, and make your layups. You win, and that's something Cumberland's can do. So I got Cumberland's by 6.
What about you, Zach?
I got Cumberland's winning too. I think Cumberland's will show up and do what they're supposed to do. I don't think it will be that close of a game. I think Cumberland's runs away with it. I'll give it an 8-9 point game.
Have you both lost your minds?
No, but coming from Mr. GPAC.
10 points? Come on now. Like, Morningside just played Georgetown to 2. You're telling me Cumberland's is just that much? No.
Okay, where did that game remind me, James? I'm sorry. Where did that game get played?
The place where Morningside won the game.
Where was that? Where was that?
That was up in Iowa. At home.
But whose gym
Morningside's
was it
home gym.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it was.
And how many free throws did Morningside shoot that game?
They got more free throws than Georgetown. I get that.
A lot more.
Mm-hmm.
There were more.
So 22 to 13.
But I don't really want to hear an argument that, they just beat Georgetown, Georgetown's better than Cumberland's in the conference. That makes no sense. This game is not being
Georgetown.
Huh?
Cumberland's lost to Georgetown by 3 in their tournament.
They've gone back and forth all year, though. Cumberland's been ranked higher.
So you're going with Cumberland's now being better than Georgetown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are going to give them a closer game. Georgetown's not bad.
I mean, it was a close game.
Nothing. It was.
It was a last-second game.
But I'm saying, no, Cumberland's not going to have a worse game. No, Morningside is going to do what they do, which is shoot. They're shooters. And they've been here before. They've been to Kansas City before. Coach Miller's going to have them so ready to make a run here. They know they've got a chance. They take care of business against Cumberland's. They match up real well against College of Idaho. I'm just watch out.
True.
Morningside. I like Morningside in this by 5.
He's telling a great story.
Give me Morningside.
By what?
By 5.
Oh yeah. Okay. Ladies
I think
and gentlemen,
Cumberland's is very good.
You have your GPAC.
Come on now.
Apologist here.
It's not GPAC. They're a
Send
good
him,
team. They're
send
going to
him some
shoot.
love.
They
Send him
shoot.
some
The ball
love.
goes in. They score points. You need points to win.
The ball
very
goes in.
simple.
They scored
Very
61 points. Is like what? Come on, man. You're not even paying attention.
No, man.
Like they don't
Morning
score.
side.
That's the thing. They don't score. And if they can get it to a game that they don't have to score, then they're going to be okay. I mean, they're and especially if it gets into fouls. So they need to control the game. Obviously, the tempo. Can they do it? Yeah, maybe. There's a chance.
Struggled against Philander Smith. Morningside is going to give them much more trouble than Philander Smith and probably Florida College. So yeah, I've got definitely more than Florida College. But I think this is a good path for Morningside to get to the Fab Four this year.
Oh my God! Bro,
it is what it is.
It's so funny.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're just scared to death, man. I've never seen the yellow.
I'm not scared to death. Morningside is not bad. They are not bad at all. They're a 3 seed, and I understand. My reservations with Morningside is they didn't win their conference or their conference tournament. I think that's a big deal in a really strong conference like GPAC. But I think they've shown that when it counts, they are able right now to put up wins. Give me Morningside.
Bro, they're not at home.
They're not at home, but
yeah, they're not at home.
It's not like they're a bad road team. They still shoot well on the road. They still get wins on the road, whether or not they're in their home gym.
Yeah, they're not at home. Where did they play that GPAC tournament, conference tournament?
They lost to.
Well, I'm trying to remember who hosted it. I think it's at the home site.
It's Iowa
in GPAC.
Well,
it's all the way. I think it's I don't think they.
It says Lynn Farrell Arena. I'm not sure.
James, are you saying that the home team hosts all games?
I think so.
I mean,
in GPAC.
the highest seed team hosts?
Yes, correct.
Host. So there is no site.
I don't believe so. Not in the GPAC anyway.
So where did Morningside get beat?
Yeah, so they played at Hastings.
Oh, and we can both agree that wasn't at Morningside?
That was not at Morningside.
Hastings doesn't play at Morningside?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oh, my goodness.
77-61.
16 points? Whoa.
Okay, look. Morningside, did they get some home cooking? Sure. But it's not their fault. They can't help that maybe they got a little bit of
about their being fault.
But it's not like they're bad on the road. It's not like they can't win. If they were like
they just lost by 16 in Hastings.
If they were like 9-10 on the road this season, you'd be like, all right, yeah, I don't know about this, but
they lost.
Zach, what's their?
They lost
does he have
to
their home road
Jamestown
split?
on the road, by a lot.
Hold on, let's see here.
Their away is 10-6. Home is 11-3.
So they've gotten a few more, but it's not like a losing record. It's not like a neutral. They're 2-0. Like,
it's
not
the
bad.
GPAC. How many teams are in the GPAC, bro?
I don't know, man.
A lot of teams.
Man. No, I just saw that. I just saw that Kansas Wesleyan loss. So that's not good. But nah, man, it's.
He's on the SWAT, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, this is ridiculous. Hang on.
Hey, at least you guys got a fan down here in Dallas.
Man,
send all your GPAC love to James Lex. He loves you.
They're not. I don't know.
It distorts his ability to look at the facts, but that's all right. I like Carolina. I'm a big Carolina fan. I don't think we're going to go very far in the NCAA tournament, but I don't let my love for them distort how it's going to work out.
Oh, John, got a little. Let's see here if I can get this on screen. Morningside beat Northwestern in Orange City in the GPAC tournament as well, but keep going on with the Mustangs.
Is Orange City where Northwestern is? Is that what he's saying?
I don't believe that's North. I don't believe they're in Orange City. No, they're Yeah, if you could give us some more info on that. No, they. Let me see here.
That's Northwestern versus Grace. That's what he's talking about?
I don't know how this is getting interpreted as Mustang hate. I don't hate Morningside at all. I'm a huge Morningside football fan. Like I love those guys.
Oh, it is Orange City, Iowa. Okay.
Northwestern was at home.
Yeah.
And he's saying that the Mustangs beat them earlier in the year, I believe.
In the tournament, I mean, on the road at Northwestern, which because Northwestern would have been.
Yeah, it was 78-64.
Yeah.
78.
Oh wait, no, that was a home game. It was 90-81. Morningside
he's
lost.
saying, I think in the GPAC tournament they played Northwestern. Okay,
93-83.
And they lost the next game to Hastings. Is that how that worked?
Yeah, 77-61.
I'm just gonna put that up.
And so,
Yeah, Northwestern lost at Hastings, but won last 2 games. They're doing okay. They're okay.
Yeah, okay.
Come on now.
Oh, okay.
And Northwestern was the number 1 team heading in that tournament. Like they were.
I mean, you're not talking to
and
someone
they're still in the national tournament.
Thinks that's awesome.
And they beat them by 10.
Yeah,
that's not bad. They're scoring.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
That comment, man.
This game.
The only problem is Cumberland's just is underachieving. So I'm not totally against that. Like there is a path for Morningside, but they get blown out if Cumberland shows up. So get both teams playing the best they can play. It's a blowout for Cumberland's. They needed help to beat Georgetown.
Well,
just the way it is.
At any rate, they're in Kansas City now. They've got Cumberland's and
you said Cumberland's was better than Georgetown, but somehow you got Morningside beating Cumberland's.
Yeah.
That's funny. I mean, you see how that doesn't add up, right?
Well, I'm saying as a team, Cumberland's better than Georgetown. But I'm talking about the total season of work. But I'm saying right now, trending, that close game to Philander Smith, not great. They did take care of business against Florida College, but not the same as what I'm seeing out of Morningside. And I know you're saying it's the home court advantage, all the love they got up in Iowa. But at the end of the day, Morningside has shown they can go on the road, they can score 93, beat a team that is still in this tournament by 10.
Well,
so
I think what we can agree on is anything can happen.
Anything can happen. But I guess we'll be watching that one closely
probabilities.
tomorrow
night. If you want to put a little money on it, you want to put a little dinner on it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I might.
So he doesn't believe GPAC Nation. You guys should help him out there. He doesn't really believe.
Nah, man. Morningside is moving on out of this game. Someone's got to say it. I don't know why this is even controversial, really. I mean, it's a close game. This is not like this crazy blowout. How are you picking
close.
this?
It is
close. I'm picking Morningside.
I will say it is close.
Has piled up wins.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I got Indiana Wesleyan, Langston, Cumberland's, College of Idaho, Oklahoma Wesleyan, the Masters, Lewis Clark State, and Grace. That's who I have. Who do you guys have? If you're out there watching, type it in the chat.
Yeah.
Even if you're on VOD. Can they still
big
chat
comment.
on VOD?
Yeah, put in the comment. Yeah.
So I'd like to see.
We'll have a couple games starting in just, we're 30 minutes to get away, I guess, from the first one.
Yeah,
from that Freed-Hardeman Masters tipping off. So, John, games that you're most excited to watch out of this Super 16? Arizona Christian, Indiana Wesleyan, was that your first one? Or that's the game you want to see?
Yeah, that's a really good one. And the Freed-Hardeman Masters, I think, is going to be intriguing. So I definitely want to see that. I just want to see. I like watching Grace play. I want to see that one, but I don't think it's going to be all that interesting. It might be, but I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, Morningside, Cumberland's just because of the GPAC hatred against me, so I want to see what happens there.
Okay, question for you, John. All the 1 seeds, let's just say they lose, right? They're going to lose right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's freak, whatever happens, none of them make it to the excellent 8.
Best team outside of 1 seeds? Is
out
that
of
what
1
you're
seeds,
asking?
yeah, who's going to make it to the championship? If all the 1 seeds were to go down. I know it's unlikely. I think
it's going to be Arizona Christian, Indiana Wesleyan. One of those two.
One of those two out of the bottom? Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think they're the next best left standing.
Then out of the top half? Which I'm now noticing. Wow, it's a lot of high seeds.
I'm just saying those. Are you asking who's going to win the whole thing?
Well, I'm just saying who would get to the championship if all the 1 seeds go.
Oh,
you're
just
saying it'd be Arizona Christian, Indiana Wesleyan. One of them would make it to the championship game.
I think Oklahoma Wesleyan, Indiana Wesleyan.
So it could be an all Wesleyan matchup.
Could be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I say if Grace were to lose,
it's possible. I mean, that is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's kind of
statistic.
That ain't gonna happen. But okay, yeah. So if you lose all the 1 seeds, then I guess that's the next logical kind of look at it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, because Oklahoma Wesleyan's 2, right? Yeah.
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 Yeah. You got the 2 seeds. So,
mm-hmm.
Or two of the 2 seeds. You're saying
mm-hmm.
Cumberland's isn't making it.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, they got the talent. They just don't play that well. So, can't give it to them. Maybe College of Idaho, based on experience. But I would say Indiana Wesleyan. They're very good.
Interesting.
They're very strong. I mean, Arizona Christian is too. So
yeah.
that game is that's going to be a game.
That's going to be a fun one tomorrow. 3:00 too on a Friday.
Yeah.
Some productivity is going to go down in some offices.
Can't wait to see
Indiana.
Well, it's already gone down because it's also NCAA.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that starts now. I don't even watch it though. That doesn't count. So
it's not real basketball.
It's not. Not when they have a media timeout every 2 minutes and 5 seconds, it feels like.
Does anybody know how Iowa did last night? They were
Iowa.
They were
men or women?
Oh, men.
Okay.
They're in the NIT. You didn't even know that tournament still existed.
I didn't know. I thought we had eliminated that finally. No, it's still going on.
Yeah,
NIT.
SMU lost.
How does NIT not stand for not in tournament? Like that just seems like what it should stand for.
It does to certain people. Yeah, SMU. They're local fave. They did not win last night.
Now we talk small college ball. Obviously, you got all that Carolina gear on, but you said earlier they're not making a run.
Yeah, they got overseeded. They shouldn't be a number 1. They should probably be a number 3.
You're saying they got the Freed Hardeman treatment?
Probably even worse. Yeah. I mean, historically, that's how you get the love, right? Everybody loves Carolina Blue, man. So they got moved out west, which I think is really bad for them.
Really? Oh, I thought they were playing in Charlotte.
No, they're out west.
Mm.
I mean, they're in the western side of the bracket.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of teams that they just got beat by North Carolina State, who was a losing record for the ACC championship. Not playing great. Everything's just got to go just right for them. So hopefully they get to the 16. That's my hope for them. Hopefully.
Top 16? Yeah. It could happen.
Anyway, that's not in AIA basketball.
That's not, but it is. It's March Mayhem.
It is. Yeah, so we're watching a lot of basketball today and tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday.
And Saturday we have the.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Anything else? Any other last words before your bracket blows up from here?
Bracket's already gone.
Yeah, mine too.
I got a lot of those first rounders. Upsets. Yeah. I guess you should make a new bracket for the 16.
Yeah. But apparently whatever I pick is going to be totally wrong because I'm just a G-Pack guy. So whatever.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I mean, you didn't go with Northwestern, right? I take it you went with Grace.
I did not go with Northwestern. I did go with Grace.
Got you.
Yeah.
So,
I had that one by 10, and even that I got thrashed on this show for. So it is what it is. I think Northwestern will play decently well, but yeah, Grace is a handful. Like there is just no way you can look at Grace and be like, yeah, they're not going to at least the Fab Four. Like there's no argument for that.
Who's beating them?
Grace?
Yeah.
Oh, no one. They're to the championship for sure.
I think Langston could beat them.
It's the closest. Zach was saying he's really high on Langston.
Yeah, I think Langston can pull it off if they play how they're supposed to play.
Yeah.
I mean, we could say that, but like Langston definitely has the size and speed that can disrupt.
They have defense.
The Lancer kind of game plan.
Yeah. I mean, the Masters,
Grace,
I think, could maybe give them a decent game.
Grace, yeah. I feel like the Masters so all four of those teams, like let's just say Grace, right, to Fab Four, right?
Yeah.
Any of those four teams, Freed, the Masters, Central Baptist, Oklahoma Wesleyan. I mean, Central Baptist is probably going to lose. I'm sorry. It's just probably what's going to happen, right? But I think Oklahoma Wesleyan, they're just going to play a game that Grace is going. I feel like Grace would handle it well, right? Like we know Oklahoma Wesleyan, they have a very particular style of play, and I think Grace is going to just flatten that. I don't think that's a. I think the Masters gives them a closer game. I think Freed Hardeman gives them a closer game. It's just a matchup thing. Because I think Oklahoma Wesleyan is likely. Personally, I had Oklahoma Wesleyan over Freed Hardeman, in my bracket. The way the matchups work, but it's NAI basketball. It's all about matchups. Who's hot? Who's enjoying shooting in the auditorium? Right? No, the backboards and rims aren't off the side wall or the it's the floor. Some people they can't shoot with that, and we got a lot of guys that are first time to the tournament. Not necessarily Grace. I think Oklahoma Wesleyan got a couple returners. Obviously Idaho, but a lot of new guys on these other teams getting a deep run for the first time. I still like Grace though. I don't know. How do you argue against it?
Yep.
It'd be the Huntington game, right? Where one team shoots 56% from three.
We need to go look at the past matchups and see the last time 1-versus-1 happened. I don't know that it happens all that much.
No, last year was Indiana Tech. They were a 2 seed.
Yeah.
It might have been. Oh man.
No, Indiana Tech. Well, I think it was a 3 seed.
3?
Maybe. I think they were a 3 seed, but they're definitely top 4. They were really good.
No, they were. It looks like I have it as a 2. But let me see if
Are you looking at the bracket?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up here. Yeah, Indiana Tech was the 2 seed last year.
Georgetown was a 3. Yeah. Okay.
Georgetown was a 3. Yeah.
That was a 9. Yeah, they surprised. They beat Langston. And then they beat Grace, a number 1 Grace.
Yeah. What an interesting side on the Dewar and the Liston side of that bracket.
Yeah, and then the crazy outlier.
Just take a note there down.
So is Evangel the OUAZ?
Evangel down there, they got a win last year. I had missed that because they lost to Indiana Tech, but
I think they believe they are.
No, they.
I'm a little
nervous.
I'm really a little.
I mean, I picked Lewis Clark State, but that is a tough one. That was a really tough one. I mean, I know we're looking at last year's bracket, and this year's about to tip off in about 10 minutes. But still, this is you could still, like you said, Ottawa making that run bottom left in the Kramer. What a run!
Yeah,
1 point loss to College of Idaho, and they might be national champions. And we're talking about this whole season might be different, and where they get seeded and who they play, and it's
alrighty.
It's wild.
Well, there you have it. That is the breakdowns for the three of us. No universal consensus on all these games, so we're kind of divided.
Yeah.
And I think Zach and I are pretty close with picks.
Yeah, I think the only one we didn't have was the Central Baptist. No, the Masters, because I chose the Masters. You chose Freed Hardeman.
Not me. I chose the Masters.
Oh, you chose Masters?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I picked Freed Hardeman. I'm gonna have to
Oh, no, it was the Evangel game. You chose Lewis Clark. I chose Evangel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's
that'd be
a close
fun
one.
if Evangel can do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, stay tuned. I'm sure we'll be back with some other slanderous things to say about all your favorite teams out there. And keeping a tight eye on this bracket.
Yeah.
So I will not get lost in the blue dot this year. I will try to lose myself in the mayhem of the NAI.
Overrated.
All right. If there's nothing else from you guys, we will dismiss class.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it.